Hey guys, and welcome to episode number 4 of my Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2020 series with the New Hampshire Wildcats. We are playing a relegation promotion type system. It sees us in Conference S. And if you take a look at that conference, our conference play actually starts today. We'll be taking on Army in our first game. You can see some of the other teams that are in our conference: Hartford, I think that's University of Missouri, Kansas City, Morgan State, High Point, Western Illinois, Norfolk State, so on and so forth. Let's take a quick look because I don't think we've done this yet. Conference A has got Cincinnati, Louisville, Villanova, Arizona, Kansas, Syracuse, Michigan State. This is Duke. Wisconsin, the Weasels, Washington, Texas, North Carolina, Florida, Ohio State, Kentucky, and Maryland. Conference B has got West Virginia, UW Milwaukee, Notre Dame, Purdue, Connecticut, Pittsburgh, it's Butler, I believe, North Indy, Virginia, West DC, that's got to be Georgetown, Michigan, Omaha Bluebirds, is that Nebraska? I don't think that's Nebraska. Not sure who that is. That's Cincinnati. If that's Cincinnati, who's this? Cincinnati Jesuit Riflemen. Cincinnati Jesuit Riflemen. Who would this be? Guys, if you know, let me know. Obviously, I should know who it is, but I'm drawing a blank. Cincinnati Jesuit. I don't know. Go through the rest of Conference B. Oklahoma, Illinois, San Diego State, Florida State, and we'll look at Conference C, and then we'll move on. Tennessee, Memphis, Stanford, NC State, Clemson, UCLA, Dayton, Waco Grizzlies, it's Baylor, Wichita State, Oregon, Oklahoma State, Utah, Indiana, Kansas State, Alabama, and South Orange Buccaneers. It's got to be a Florida school, although which one I'm not entirely sure. I like their logo. It's a good logo. All right, so let's take a look at our stats through 11 games. We're 7-4 as we get ready for conference play. Oops, that's not us. Gotta go all the way down to Conference S. And I was able to change my name. I don't know if I want to go in and change all 300 schools' names, so I might just do our conference or so just bang the mic. Sorry about that. Team stats: Nolan Fanning, Toby McGadney lead us in scoring, both averaging 12.5 a game. McGadney, our point guard, also leads in assists at 5.1 per game. McGadney, 12.5 a game, but shooting poorly at 36%. 3.5 points, 3 rebounds a game. Rodney Hodkins in the middle, 11, almost 12 points a game, 5 rebounds, and shooting pretty well. 53% from the floor, only 38% from the line, though, so that's a problem. Chris Howell, 10 points, just about 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Sean Gooden, our other starter, 6.6 rebounds. Jason Brown, the freshman, 4.7 off the bench. And then not much productivity from the rest of our bench. Gamble, Pinkney, and Nolan all averaging 3 a game, and Adam Stinnett averaging a bucket per game. Let's look at the standings. Obviously, we're all 0-0 as conference play is just getting started, but you can see we are 7-4. Hartford is 8-3 with the best record in the league so far, all the way down to Dartmouth at 0-11, Binghamton at 1-10, and like I said, we start off against Army at 2-9. So we're gonna jump right in and play that game, or sim that game, I guess. So we'll let it sim through all the games. So I'll probably sim through this game, then step away, sim a couple of weeks, come back, sim another game, and then we will Um, we will come back and play. Oh, I just said that. Sorry, I was trying to read and talk at the same time. So we'll play this game, sim ahead a couple of weeks, come back, play another game, and then call it an episode. So can I change? This was something I was looking at before. I don't think I can change that at all. Let me look. Um, Game options. These are all just league options, and I don't want any of that. Yeah, I don't think I can change it. Like I said, the pro game has a 3D game engine, which is pretty neat. Doesn't look like this one does. That's fine. We will go ahead and jump in. Fanning, McGadney, Howell, Gooden, and Hawkins. Mario Doctor, it's a great name. Marco Cooper, Mark Lindquist, Ezra Morris, and Adam Collins. You can see they don't have anybody scoring more than 10 a game. So hopefully this will be an easy victory for us, but we will see. Game is being played at Army. And let's get started. We get a bucket early. Hawkins with the first two. Army comes back and ties it. Army misses the shot. We get it back into the paint, and Hawkins goes two for his first two. Get the ball back again. Missed the three. Army with the rebound. We get it right back, though, and then we hit a three. Toby McGadney drills it. Early 5-point lead here for us. They make a bucket to cut it to three. Put back is good by Hawkins. Hawkins with 6 points and a rebound early on here. Army looking to get the lead down to one or tie it with a three ball. Oh, they missed the shot. We get the rebound. They come down and score. Army with a chance to take the lead. No good. Our ball up by one, and Hawkins again 6 points, 2 rebounds, 8 points, 2 rebounds early on for Hawkins. Gooden makes 1 of 2 at the line. And Rodney Hawkins again. Hawkins having a huge start to this game. 10 of our first 14. Army hanging in there, only down by a point. Chance to take the lead now. Nope. We get the ball back. And Army does take the lead here. We're having some real trouble shooting. You can see McGadney's 1 of 6. Adam Stinnett with a bucket down low. So really for us, it's been a matter of in the paint. Jason Brown in the paint. We've done a really nice job inside in this game. Couple of Stinnett makes 1 out of 2. Army hits a 3 to take the lead. Passing the ball around. Nolan misses a pair of free throws, but we get the offensive rebound. Fanning makes 1 out of 2, and we are tied at 20 in a low-scoring game here. 5 minutes left to go in the first half. Oof, this has just been an ugly shooting first half. Army takes the lead, steals the ball. 2-point lead, we get it back. Another turnover. Army passing it around the outside, and they hit a 3 and take a 5-point lead. Howell makes 1 out of 2 free throws to cut the lead to 4, and then Army comes right back and scores again. Bucket there by Gooden gets it down to 4. Army hits 1 out of 2 free throws to go up 5. Brown with a bucket to bring us within 3 now. We're down under a minute left to go in the first half. Army hits a 3 to put them back up 6. Willie Nolan with a bucket there. We steal the inbounds pass. Can we score at the end of the half? And what happened? Did we score at the end of the half? I don't know. It cut out too quickly. All right, so let's take a look. Hawkins, 10 points, 3 rebounds. He was the lone bright spot offensively for us. McGadney was 1 of 7 shooting. His one shot was a 3. Gooden was 1 of 5 shooting. Fanning, only 1 point in the first half. That's a bit of a surprise. Off the bench, Brown with 4 points, 2 rebounds in 8 minutes. Nolan with a bucket. Stinnett with 3. Gamble and Pinckney did not score. And for Army, Collins leads them with 8. Cooper with 7. You can see we're only 11 of 28 shooting and only 4 of 10 from the foul line. It's the difference in the game right now. So you take out Hawkins shooting, and we were 6 of 21 shooting in that first half. So difficult offensive performance, but you can see really nice job, points in the paint, 16, 7 second chance points. So our rebounding is really keeping us in the game, as we had 6 offensive rebounds in that first half. So hopefully we can turn it around in the second half. Again, we don't shoot much from the outside. We only made one 3-pointer. Army was 4 of 12 from behind the arc. So let's get back into it here for the second half, and hopefully we can get back into this one. Army with a quick bucket. And then we come right back. Hawkins inside puts it up and in. Army up 4 a minute and a half into the second half. Gooden with the offensive foul gives it back to Army. 1 out of 2 free throws there. UNH turns it over. We get it back. We miss. They get the ball back again. Up 5 with the ball. Misses it. We get it back. And Howell puts that one up and in, cutting the lead to 3. Get the ball back again. And Howell hits 1 out of 2 at the line. And then Army comes right back and scores to make it a 4-point game. Army giving us some real trouble here, as McGadney finally hits a shot, and then Army comes right back and scores. Every time we get a bucket, Army comes right back and scores one of their own. Now lead by 6 with 13 minutes left to go. Couple of free throws, and now Army's up 8. I thought this was going to be an easy one. They came into the game 2-9. We came in 7-4, and Army's given us what for here tonight? Oof, 3-pointer. We're down 11. Down 13. Down 15. Yeah, we just can't hit anything from the outside. All of a sudden, it's a 17-point Army lead. Wow, Army's blown this one wide open. Not much to say. We're getting some offensive looks here in the second half, but we just can't make anything. We just had 5 chances there at the hoop and couldn't score. 21-point Army lead. Oof. Bad start to conference play for the Wildcats. We came into this game averaging over 70 points a game. Yikes. We are getting blown out of this one. Couple of buckets there, but then Army comes right back and drills a 3. $16-point game with a minute left. Cut it to 14. Army makes 1 out of 2, gets the offensive rebound, of course they do. That's going to do it as we drop a very poorly played game to Army, 73-56. Give up 42 points in the second half. Morris, Collins, and Cooper all with 12 for Army. Collins added 7 rebounds. Morris added 6. And on our side, not much good other than Hawkins scoring 18 points, adding 5 rebounds. Howell at 8 points and 11 rebounds, but he was only 3 of 11 from the field. McGadney with another poor shooting game, 3 of 12 for the game, 7 points. We were 1 of 9 from behind the arc, and we shot 36%. We allowed Army to shoot 52. You're not going to win many games when that happens. So we fall to 7-5 on the season and 0-1 in conference play. So I'm going to, we'll finish this day up. See if I have any messages. I don't. I'm going to go ahead and sim ahead a couple of weeks. Let's take a look at, let's see where I'll sim ahead to. Who do we want to see play? We've got Bowie's Creek, Hartford, and Baltimore. I think I'm going to sim ahead to Louisiana Monroe, and then we'll play that game at home, and then we will call it an episode. So I will be back. For you guys, it'll be just a second, but for me, it'll probably be 20 or 30 minutes. Be right back. All right, guys, we're back, and it wasn't a very good stretch there as we now come into this game with Louisiana Monroe at 8-7. Take a look at our dashboard here. You can we lost this game to Army 73-56, and then we came back and we won our next game. We scored 92 in that one. McGadney had his best offensive performance of the year, scoring 25 points, adding 4 assists. Fanning had a double-double, 12 points, 13 assists. Hawkins 17 and 5 as we put up 92 in that one, but a couple of losses back-to-back. We lost to Hartford 65-62 and then got blown out by a Baltimore team that came in to conference play at, I believe it was 1-9. So not a good performance for us there. You can see we trailed by as many as 29 in that one. So difficult offensive and defensive performance there. That puts us at 8-7, 1-3 in the conference, and that 1-3 mark is tied for last place currently with a bunch of other teams: Kansas City, Binghamton, Louisiana Monroe, Army, and Western Illinois. So a big early season game to get us out of this tie here at the bottom and move us up a bit in the rankings in the conference. So we'll sim through this game. We'll take a look at some stats, our team stats. We'll see if we can look at the league leaders, and we'll call it an episode. So let's do that. So it's not what I want. That. Let's go ahead and sim. Let it play through all of the other games first. All right, so we're going to jump in. And what happens if I'm afraid to switch to AI control because I don't know what it's going to do. Let's just leave it on human control, even though I'm not controlling anything. So Wes Warford, James Kim, Gene Odell, Roy Cummings, AJ McFadden. Cummings leads their team at 9 points a game. Fanning, McGadney, Howell, Gooden, and Hawkins. McGadney leads us at 13.6. So let's get this one started and see if we can break this 2-game losing streak. Make sure we have all set. Okay, so all right, is it going to make me actually coach? Because I don't want to do that. Option. Let's turn the pace down a tiny bit. All right, well, let's see what happens because I think it's going to auto sub. I have it set on enabling auto sub, which is what I want. I can handle all of the other stuff. So I can change this stuff, which I think is fine. All right, let's go ahead. Kick this one off. Score an early bucket, Rodney Hawkins. Still 2-0. Tommy McGadney that time with a jumper from the top of the key. Louisiana Monroe hits a 3. Hawkins gets another bucket back. 6-5 here early on. Another 3-pointer, this time by Fanning. Couple of 3 balls here early on. $11-5 as McGadney scores again. Couple of free throws by Fanning. Let's work the referees. Oh, I got warned. Okay. 13-5. 1 out of 2 at the line for Fanning gives us a 9-point lead. Couple of free throws there. We're now up 11 with the ball. $18-5 as Pinckney scores. And the defensive intensity down. We're up 20-5 here early on. Couple of free throws by Hawkins gives them 5. We have a 17-point lead now. Halfway through the first half. Louisiana Monroe turns it over, gives it back to us. 22-5, 24-5 as Howell sinks a jumper. 26-5 as Stinnett scores. Cummings hits 1 of 2 to cut the lead to 20. 26-6. Turnover there for the Wildcats, but they get it right back. 3-point bucket made by McGadney. 29-6 here early on. Both free throws missed. 30-6 for UNH. And Louisiana Monroe finally makes a bucket. Stem the bleeding there a little bit. Louisiana Monroe they scored 2 straight buckets. We score there. Howell increases the lead back up to 22. Missed jumper. 32-12 now. (32-14). Couple of missed shots in a row here by UNH. And a turnover this time. 32-16 as Louisiana Monroe starts to get the offense going a little bit. Gadney scores a bucket. Louisiana Monroe with a couple of free throws. 16-point game. 14-point game. Three-pointer there made by Brown, and a bucket at the buzzer increases a 14-point lead to 19 at the half. So let's take a look at our stats. McGadney with 9 points, 4 of 9 shooting. 1 of 5 from behind the arc, but not a bad shooting game for him thus far. Hawkins, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Fanning, 6 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, and Howell with 4 and 4. Gooden played 12 minutes but did not score. Brown with a three-pointer off the bench, added a rebound, and assist, and a couple of steals. Stinnett with 3 points and a rebound. Nolan with 2 points and 3 rebounds. Pinckney off the bench with 6 in just 5 minutes. So you can see our fast break points. We had 6. They had 2. Points in the paint. Louisiana Monroe actually had 12 to our 10. We actually hit a couple of three-pointers in the first half of this one. We were 3 of 8 from behind the arc. They were 1 of 5. They only shot 36% in the first half. So play some solid defense here in the second half and walk away with a victory. Turn crash boards down, I think. Turn that down a little bit. Don't want to... Offensive pace down a little bit. We don't want to get too sporadic or too out of control up by 20. So we have the ball back and we miss. Another couple of missed shots by each team here early on. 39-20, another missed shot by UNH. Couple of free throws there by Louisiana Monroe. UNH still looking for their first bucket, and they get it there as McGadney hits a 3, giving UNH a 20-point lead. Louisiana Monroe scores, and then we hit another three-pointer as McGadney drills another 3. 15 points for McGadry. Gives us a 21-point lead. A shot there. Three-pointer made by the Braves. And Brown scores to kick it back up to 20. Braves score again to cut it back down to 18. Back up to 20 as Howell hits a couple of free throws. Back down to 18 again. And Gooden gets his first bucket of the game, putting us up by 20 again. Pinckney with a good game. He now has 8 and the lead's up to 24 again. 26 now as Nolan scores. Nolan has... they took him out. 57-33 midway through the second half. 3-point bucket there by Odell cuts the lead to 21. Then Howell comes right back, picking up another bucket, giving him 8. 8.6 rebounds, 3 assists for Howell in this one. Good game. Another bucket by Hawkins. He's got 8 in this one. 23-point lead. Another bucket by Howell gives him 10 now on the game. 3 of 9 from the floor. And it looks like we're going to take this one as we're down under 8 minutes left to go. It's nice. Break that 2-game losing streak and pick up our 9th win of the season. One of our goals on the year was to win 10 games, so we're almost there already. They also wanted us to win the conference championship. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we will see. Damon Smith hits a 3. That's the lead to 22 with 6 minutes left. Bucket there by Hawkins. That's his 8th point of the game. We turn it over. And then, not sure who scored that bucket. Grant with an and 1. And Cordell Gamble picks up his first 2 of the game. Gadney is back in the game. 18-point lead with 2.5 left. Bucket there by Cummings cuts it to 16. Just trying to dribble out the clock at this point. Missed shot. The Braves come down. Hit a couple of free throws. Cut it to 14. Down under a minute. H content to just dribble out the clock. Fanning scores a bucket there with 16, or I think it was a couple of free throws. And that will do it as the Braves hit a three-pointer at the buzzer. Final score here is 73-60. So we moved to 2-3 in the conference. So look at the game stats. McGadney led us with 17 points, 4 assists. He was 7 of 14 shooting, so one of his better shooting performances of the season. 3 of 7 from behind the arc. Hawkins and Howell each with 10. Howell had added 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks, so nice performance by Howell. Hawkins, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Gooden had 2 points. Fanning had 8 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. So pretty good game from most of our starters. Brown off the bench with 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals. Pinckney with a season high 8 off the bench. Nolan with 6. So we played well enough defensively in the second half to maintain the lead, and we win the game. So that helps, and that moves us to, we'll sim through the rest of this day. And like I said, we'll take a look at our stats. We'll take a look at the league leaders, and then we'll call it an episode. So that win moves us to 9-7 on the season, 2-3 in the conference. Let's see where that moves us up to. Middle of the pack now. Just a game behind 5 teams. Sacramento State, Ohio State, and Baltimore are 4-1 in the conference. Bowie's Creek, Hartford, Morgan State, Norfolk State, and Eastern Illinois are 3-2, and then we're tied with 4 other teams, or 4 other teams at 2-3 in the conference. Let's take a look at our team stats now. So again, McGadney leads us in scoring. He's up that to almost 14 a game now. The shooting percentage is creeping up a little bit. If he can get it up over 40, I'll take it. 3 points, 2 rebounds. Hawkins, 11 points, 4.5 rebounds. Fanning's average is starting to drop a little bit. 11 points, 5.5 assists. He is dealing with a sprained finger that will be fully healed in 5 days. Howell, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and almost a block and a half a game. Gooden, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Brown off the bench, 5 points, 3 rebounds. Willie Nolan with 4. Pinckney, Gamble, and Ward Masco, who doesn't play much, each averaging about 3 a game. Same for Stinnett, and Price and Satchel have gotten into blowout games and are both averaging less than a point a game. Let's take a look at the league leaders. So Brandon Dupree for UConn is averaging 27.5 a game. Casey Parker for Kansas, 10 assists. Brandon Dupree also averaging 13.6 rebounds per game. Sean Tiggs out of UW Milwaukee, 3.5 blocks. And Tim Winfield out of Louisville averaging 4.5 steals per game. Let's take a look at Conference S. So Andre Brooks out of University of Missouri, Kansas City leads the conference at 15.3 a game. His teammate Dustin Gardner, 5.8 assists. David Goree, 7.7 rebounds. Andre Brooks, a guard, is averaging 1.9 blocks per game. And then Matt Baker, a center, is averaging 2.6 steals. So that's all sorts of backwards. Toby McGadney is 4th in the league in scoring. Assists. Nolan Fanning is 2nd in the league in assists. Sean Gooden is 12th in rebounds. Blocks and steals were the other ones I wanted to look at. Blocks. Howell's 19th. The Steels. Gadney's 15th. Fanning is 16th. So, um, not a bad start to the season. Could have been better. Let's take a look at the top 25 rankings because this shows the media poll. So Louisville, Kansas, or excuse me, Villanova, Kansas, Louisville, Wisconsin, Syracuse. I still have to figure out who Cincinnati Jesuit is. Michigan State, Arizona, Cincinnati, Durham, UW, Milwaukee, Dayton, Tennessee, Washington, Notre Dame, Texas, Kentucky, Oregon, Georgia Tech, Memphis, Texas Tech, Utah, North Carolina, Texas A&M, and LSU. So let's see. Does it show a poll for our? I would show a poll for our conference because it's only 12 teams or whatever. Yeah, it doesn't. All right. So that is going to do it for this episode. Please leave a like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're enjoying this. Next episode, I'll probably play through a few games and we'll come in somewhere in here. I'll look for a game that's got some importance in terms of standings, and we'll play that one, and we'll kind of do the same thing. So, yeah, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, and until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye bye.